Hello, empowered woman. Welcome to this episode of the Empowered Woman podcast. Today, I'm going to first and foremost ask you to celebrate with me. My triplets are turning 5 years old today. It's been 5 years since I became a mom, a triplet mom at that. I'll share more on my growth and realizations in these last 5 years. I'll also, of course, talk about increasing visibility and engagement in your business and announce something super exciting that I've been working on for a couple of months and I'm finally releasing at the end of the month. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on personal growth, visibility, and profit for women entrepreneurs. If you're wanting to start believing in yourself, giving yourself permission to succeed, and let your voice be heard to make an impact in the world as an entrepreneur, this is the place for you. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Marcia Spurk, and I'm your host, triplet mom, woman empowerment coach, and all things motivation extraordinaire. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode. Definitely feeling all the feels as my triplets are turning 5 years old. And I got to tell you that with all the work that I've done in the last 5 years of self-awareness, understanding myself, and digging deep, I realized a few things that this triplet pregnancy and motherhood and triplet motherhood have created in me and have caused, I guess I should say. I mean, I think it's something that as a mom, you'll be unpacking for years to come because every few years you learn more and your kids grow. But now looking back, 5 years later, I really have been able to realize that becoming a triplet mom broke me. It was literally the first time in my life that I felt helpless, like I couldn't excel and succeed no matter how hard I tried. And I think for moms in general, this is true. And for me, being a type 3, I always talk about the Enneagram, being an achiever, always wanting to get recognition for my accomplishments, even though everyone praises me and tells me, how great of a job I do as a triplet mom and doing all the other things that I have on top of that, it was still that feeling of, I'm never going to really excel and be amazing at this because there is no handbook. There is no test that you take and you pass and you get an A. And then when you think entrepreneurship, it's really the same thing. That's why I love comparing entrepreneurship with motherhood and with marriage and with, all the hard things in life that there is no textbook for. You just have to figure it out as you go. And definitely triplet motherhood has been that for me. And in seeing how hard it was, I have been able to accept my humanity, accept my faults, accept my imperfections, and help women do the same. And now I understand, it's becoming a little bit clearer and clearer why I started a business when my babies were just 9 months old. I really needed to feel like I was in control again. Like I was still that same Marta, driven, doing a million things at the same time, except with time, and especially, struggling, starting a business, finding the time and all of that, I realized that I am not the same person and that it's okay. And if you're a mom out there, let me know if you resonate with this, that you want to rescue that old you, but then somewhere along the way, you finally cave and you realize that you're never going to be the same. And that is not a bad thing. It's kind of like, that grieving of I'm a different person now. And then the celebration of I'm a different person now. You got to give yourself that little time. And I got to say that I don't think this will ever go away. There will be times still when those emotions are going to arise where I grieve not being that same person as before my kids. And then I will practice gratitude, right? And encourage myself all over again, which is what I talk about here on the show all the time and what I encourage my clients to do. And if anything, being a triplet mom has taught me that not being good at something doesn't mean I am less valuable or less worthy. It just means I am human. And this feeling of brokenness really allowed me to break through and see that I can help women do the same and stop hiding behind their perceived failures and really take the time to follow their heart, regardless of what the naysayers may be thinking and saying. And that could be people, your family, or coworkers, or whoever, people on the internet, or even your own inner voice telling you that you're crazy, that you're a failure, and all those things that all of us battle with. And so, regardless of the struggles, regardless of how hard it is to want to do so much, and sometimes, look at my kids, look at my reality of triplets, of pandemic, of them not going to school, and think, I could be doing so much more if only I didn't have triplets, or if only they could go to school. We put all of those if onlys in our heads instead of just working with what we have and making the most of it, because that's truly what happiness is all about. I will continue following my heart and my mission to empower women to have the courage to be seen, to be heard, to impact lives. And it's really my hope that my determination has inspired you. And so in this celebratory episode of my kid's birthday and of really my being a mom for 5 years, it's really my 5-year anniversary too, I invite you to let me know. Let me know not only your thoughts and feelings in terms of, moments in your life when you felt helpless, hopeless, broken. I would love to hear your story and how you've come out on the other side, knowing that those failures, or perceived failures, as I like to say, they don't determine you. It's what you do with those things, right? And also, I would love to hear from you if my determination as a triplet mom and business owner has inspired you in some way. Because, I'm all about visibility. And the more I talk about these things, the more I really learn my own content. And the more I understand that what I'm really helping women do is have the courage to be seen. Because lots of business owners say, I need more eyes on my business, but they are not really willing to be seen. And I say this all the time, and I have so many clients that say, guilty. They're like, I'm going live in 5 minutes. They announce in their Facebook page or whatever, and nobody shows up. And then they complain that there's no engagement in their posts. And it's like, you're not giving people time and a heads up for them to go and check out your content. And this is what I talk about in terms of priming your audience, in terms of engaging to serve, right? So be honest with yourself. You say you want more visibility, but there's things within you that are keeping you from being visible because you're not being consistent, because you're truly afraid of being visible. Check in with yourself right now. Are you afraid of being visible? Because if you are visible, if people do show up for your live videos, if people do sign up for your webinar, then you do have to deliver something valuable. So it's like we want it, but we don't. It's, that old story. You have a crush on someone and they don't even know you're live. As soon as they notice you, you're like, oh, I don't think I want it anymore. That's what we do in so many areas of our lives, and the same happens in our business. So pay close attention to that. What is your strategy, your visibility strategy? Are you doing that kind of stuff? Hey, I'm going live, and nobody shows up. You're setting yourself up for failure. And although I don't like to use that word, you're setting yourself up for not that greater results because you're not involving your audience in what you do. So you say you want more eyes on your business, but you don't show up consistently. You're scared to send emails to your list. I can't tell you how many times I have seen, and I've been there too, people in all these entrepreneurial groups saying, should I really send that many emails to my mailing list? Aren't they going to be annoyed? Aren't they going to unsubscribe? And I had that fear for a long time. And then I was like, you know what? I need to practice. This is what I finally figured out and understood. And that's why I keep saying this over and over again. You need to practice. How are you going to get good at something if you don't practice? How are you going to get good at talking about what you offer if you don't talk about it and try it in different ways over and over and over again? That's what you get the opportunity to do day in and day out every single week if you send an email to your list. Check the stats. Are people opening it? Are a bunch of people unsubscribing? This is what's going to give you insight in your business. So you can't not do these things because you think it's not going to work. You don't even know. You have to do it, right? And then you say, oh, there's no engagement in my Facebook group. Well, you post once in a blue moon and you just put a motivational post or a long caption with a beautiful picture, nobody's going to engage. You have to ask those questions. You have to have those polls. Ever since I started doing that in my group, which is what I teach, engagement has skyrocketed. Just the other day, I started posting more about, join my group, join my group. I had 30 plus, I think at this point now, almost 50 people join my group in a week because I started talking more about it. So if you're not talking about your stuff, how do you expect people to know about it? Right? How do you expect to get visible if no one knows what you have to offer? If no one knows they need what you have? I know what you need. You need a plan to build visibility and credibility so that you can increase your income. And this is exactly what the Engage to Serve method is, that helps you get seen, gain trust, and get paid. And I am so excited. So here comes my announcement. I am so excited. You guys, I am going to be hosting a summit with 6 amazing speakers. I've been wanting to do an event with several people, online event, for a while, but it literally took me a whole year because I was getting situated. So I ran some webinars, some workshops, but it was all one-woman show. And now, towards like the end of November, I was like, I'm going to do an online event. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it several days because I've been speaking in so many different events. Somebody asked me the other day, how many speaking engagements did you have in the last 6 months? And I don't even know. But just by doing the math, it was over 30 summits, podcasts, TV segments. And so I've been to a lot of summits and I've seen different formats. And ultimately, I participated in one with one of my mentors in November. So that's what gave me this idea. She's amazing. She was here on the show, Lisa Simone Richards. She's a media publicist expert. And she did a one-day event. So this is what I'm so excited to do, is just create a one-day event, which is going to be a one-day intensive, really. So that, because I know we're all busy, okay? So I don't want something that's going to go on for days and weeks like a lot of these online events. It's going to be one day, 6 speakers, actionable 20-minute interviews. You're not going to leave with pages and pages of notes that never really happen and turn into anything. You will have one go-to action step after each interview. And so at the end of the day, you'll leave with 6 steps to move the needle forward in getting more exposure, building more credibility and trust with your audience, and of course, turning them into paid clients. So it's called the Engage to Serve Summit. It's happening January 26th, starting at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So we're going to go back to back with the 6 interviews, and then at the end, I will do a training on all of the steps and recap it. You can register at marchesburg.com/summit. I'll have the link in the show notes, and it'll be all over social media, so you do not worry. We're going to be hosting this inside a Facebook group, and I'll send all the information once you register. And of course, they'll be replaced because everything's going to be hosted in the group. But I am so excited to bring this to you because I will be interviewing some of my past and current clients, and they will talk about what has worked for them in terms of content creation, in terms of visibility, things that I have helped them with. And of course, they'll talk about their expertise, and you'll get to connect with amazing women that are experts in motherhood, pregnancy, postpartum, health and wellness coach, EFT practitioner, financial coach, business coach. I have so many amazing ladies that are going to be sharing their stories, their expertise, and also how they've been able to create momentum for their business following the Engage to Serve method. So if you want to get clear on your business pillars and get a constant flow of clients coming in, you need to come. If you want to once and for all identify your ideal clients' pain points, you need to come. If you want to kick perfectionism to the curb and really find joy in experimenting to connect with your audience, you need to come. If you want to finally turn your audience into fans and paying clients, this is the event for you. So I'm making it as practical as possible because, hey, I'm a triplet mom and I don't have time. So it's going to be one afternoon. You sit, you sip some coffee, wine, whatever it is, and you enjoy and sit with us and get to chat and connect with other amazing women entrepreneurs. I'll be talking about this until the 26th, of course. But I wanted to record this episode to get vulnerable, celebrate with you about my triplets, Another thing too that I did was a live in my personal page, and I think I'm going to repurpose the audio of that, where I shared my business timeline. I talked about, my humble beginnings in network marketing and into doing what I'm doing right now. So I encourage you to go check that out as well. But I'll probably extract the audio and make that a bonus episode next week or something like that. But yeah, super excited about this event, super excited about everything coming up. Send some love my way, send some love to my amazing triplets, Samuel, Benjamin, and Gloria. And I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And don't forget to sign up for my first virtual summit, Engage to Serve. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, bye.